Happy Financial Friday, everybody. Got a lot of stuff to go over today in a short period of time. Some stuff is in the inbox. Um, and I did want to talk about the TSA workers just for a short time. We know the TSA workers and FEMA and the Coast Guard weren't getting paid. And I know TSA had some funding. That funding is scheduled to run out at the end of April. So I'm hoping they get this stuff together, the people that we put in office, because that does affect real families when you're not getting a paycheck. Another topic that was brought to my attention, and I'm just going to bring it up, is somebody that we used to talk about, Mr. Robert Mayer, who is say CEO of Weinberg or used to be or whatever. And so Weinberg campus has shut down nearly all of its programs, if I'm not mistaken. Hundreds without jobs. A lot of people in the community worked at Weinberg. But our guy, Mr. Mayer, is still getting Mayer. I hope I pronounce his name right. I don't want something in my inbox. He's still getting 5,000 a week. That's interesting. That he's still getting 5,000 a week, and a campus that was thriving. This was mismanaged. Um, it was just mismanaged. That's just the bottom line. So that's an interesting tidbit of information. Spirit Airlines is looking for help from the federal government, looking for a bailout due to what's going on here with these oil prices, jet fuel. I know Air Canada is scheduled to cancel some flights, period, because they don't have enough fuel for all these flights. So hopefully they'll get that in order as well. And I did want to spend a couple of seconds talking about something that was in the inbox regarding the report that came out that regarding our the economic future of the country, where it's been reported that it's going downhill, and there's a lot of stuff going on. I don't necessarily agree with that report. I mean, the economic future may be uncertain, but you always got to realize that the economy is resilient. Consumer spending is still up, which is one of the tell signs. But sometimes that can be misleading. But in this case, I'm thinking it's not. I'm thinking the economy is resilient, and I don't do a doomsday forecast for the economy. So that's one thing I didn't want to throw out there because it was in my inbox, and I appreciate for people when they send me these videos, and people I know that say certain things. But they're saying that the economic trends of the tariffs on friendly countries will come back to bite us. I'm thinking that when there's a change of administration, you know, bygones will be bygones. I'm thinking the economy once again is resilient. So I really don't agree with that report. I can't remember his name, and so that's why I won't say his name. But I do remember the report, and I did see the interview in regard. I know he worked for as a guy he worked for George Bush or something like that. But in any event, we got stuff going on here in the city. That I was made aware of. Like I said, I get stuff in my inbox, good and bad. So there is a financial empowerment summit that's at Buff State at 1300 Elmwood. It's going to be from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The guest speaker will be Chantel Patton. It should be good. She's pretty knowledgeable. It should be good. The sponsors are J.P. Morgan Chase. I want to say Yes is a sponsor. It's not on the notes, but Say Yes is a sponsor as well. So I'll make sure, because when I mentioned the other workshop, somebody got in my inbox and said, "Listen, you didn't mention our workshop," and all workshops are good. So don't forget about that workshop. And once again, that's on May 2nd. There will be serving refreshments there. Will be a light breakfast, light lunch. And once again, that's at 1300 Elmwood. That's an all-day financial summit. from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. And I don't want to mention that without mentioning Building Black Wealth. That's going to be at 610 Elm Street in the RSC building. And that is on April 25th. And that is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And Key Bank and Bank on Buffalo and Northwest are sponsoring. They all have a certain sponsorship or responsibility from what I was told. And so I got that out the way. So that was in my inbox to get that out the way. But one thing I will say regarding these workshops, and I'm not just, pointing fingers at anybody. One bank I don't see a lot in these workshops and these summits is Bank of America. And it's not calling anybody out. It's something I don't see now. I may get something in my inbox tomorrow from Bank of America. So I apologize. I just don't see them. I do a lot of workshops myself. I partner with different people. And back in the day, I used to partner with Bank of America, but we haven't heard anything for a while. So that brings up, that's our Financial Friday today. I'll talk to our sponsors, bring them up. One of our sponsors is Shop Care Packages. They provide food, clothing, and hygiene, and they help your family stay in contact with your incarcerated loved ones. If you want to get in contact with them, you can get in contact with them at www.shopcarepackages.com. Once again, that www.shopcarepackages.com, or you can call them 716-449-7975. Our other sponsor is FACS, FA Community Services, where we can help you get your LLC, we can help you get your credit right, we can talk to your small business owners and kind of get you in the right direction if you're looking for funding. Most of our services are free, but we do have some services that cost. We can be reached at 716-806-8221. Once again, our number here is 716-806-8221. So I thank you for the sponsorship. Thank you so much for Antonio and the sponsorship that he's provided for Real Facts and Financial Fridays. Just to spin back to talk about the credit piece that we talked about. I wasn't really getting on anybody, but I think it's important that we maneuver the credit piece the best way we can. People have small businesses, and once again, if I got to say it every week, I'll say it every week. The banks don't look at the small business credit. The banks look at your credit. It's pertinent that you keep your credit in order. It's pertinent that you have a Nerd wallet or Experian downloaded on your phone. Don't use Credit Karma. I said it before, I'll say it again, and I know somebody's going to tell me about Credit Karma as soon as this comes out. My inbox going to flood. Don't use Credit Karma. Credit Karma is not accurate. Actually, it tells you in a disclosure with Credit Karma that they're not all the way accurate. We want the most accurate credit score for you when we're trying to do something. You want to know your most accurate credit score. So I don't advise Credit Karma. Once again, what we advise is Experian and Nerd Wallet. So with that being said, have a good weekend. Stay on point. The Sabres, they didn't get it done the other night, but they're going to be in Boston. We're going to handle business. All right, stay on point.